Okay, to begin with, you're going to need these basics. A pair of scissors, preferably the sharp nose as opposed to the blunt nose. The blunt nose, as you will see in another video, actually makes it very hard to do intricate cutting, whereas the pointy nose or the really sharp nose get into those really tight corners. The only thing is you've got to keep the scabbard on when not in use, because you will hurt yourself with them. They're very sharp. Keep them away. This is another form of scoring tool. Press it in the middle and then gently break the fibres in the paper to give it a rounded look, and it gives more life to your butterflies. So they're the two types of scoring tools. These ones are good to crease with. When you've folded your card in half, you crease along it and it gives a nice sharp fold, so it'll sit flat while you're working on it, but it also just looks more professional. This one is used usually when you're making boxes. You'll get a more defined crease in it to make your boxes a lot sharper edged. It comes in two different widths. You've got the skinnier end, which is great for using on cardstock to give a really good score, and the rounded edge when you're using DSP mat to work on. It's broken up into centimetres, 5 centimetres, 10 centimetres, you can see from the heavier scores. And when I first started card making and scrapbooking, I would use my steel ruler and a craft knife. Once again, you have to keep the scabbard on when not in use because they are extremely sharp, but that's some form of tools for cutting. These are just the basics that you're going to need when you start. So we've got one or the other form of scoring tool, a pair of sharp scissors, a ruler, and a cutting blade. These are the basics. If you don't have the other type of scoring tool, which I will show you in a few minutes. Now, you'll also need blocks to put your stamps on when you're doing stamping. We have a basic stamp block kit that you can buy for, I think it's about $35, and you get 3 or 4 stamps in it, stamp blocks in it, in just the smaller sizes, and there's actually a longer one, and that is a really handy kit to have. Or you can buy the whole lot, which is just over $100, and from memory you get 11 blocks in it. Now, you will need these because unless you're going to buy wood-mounted stamps, you will need to put your clear stamps on. These are actually called clear stamps because they go on the clear blocks. They're rubber stamps like you would get on the wooden blocks. They've got a bit of give in them, so when you ink them up and press them down, and it's straight down and up, they've got a bit of cushioning on them so that you get a really good impression. However, with the photopolymer, which Stampin' Up! Have started making a lot more of the photopolymer stamps, and they are really good quality photopolymer. They just cling, as you can see, they won't fall off, but unlike the rubber stamps, they have no cushioning. So for that reason, to get a really good impression with your photopolymer stamps, you're going to need some type of stamping pad. And this will, once you put your paper down, it actually gives really good cushioning so that you get a much better print from your photopolymer stamps. I've got this covered so that it stays clean. I can't even remember what I got in here. Oh, it actually came in this plastic bag. So yes, I just keep it in that and it keeps my stamp pad nice and clean. Now, to clean your stamps after you've used them with ink, basic start off, nappy wipes. They are not ideal, they are not really recommended, but to start off, just to see whether or not you're really going to enjoy your stamping, a and you don't just want to make paper, use paper with your cards, I would recommend to start off with, just get yourself a small packet of nappy wipes and start with those. But if you're going to be using your stamps long term and you want to get more heavily into it, for I think it's about $25, you can get this cleaner. You buy the Stamp and Mist to go with the Stamp and Scrub. On one side, I'm not sure if you can see it, it's got little raindrops in the corner, just little raindrops in the corner there. And in that one, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's some in there. And what you do with your Stamp and Mist, just take it out, spray it on the wet side where the raindrops are, scrub your stamp on that side to wash it, and on that side to dry it. And it's really handy to have. You can get two sizes of the Stamp and Mist. This is the Stamp and Mist sprayer, and you can also get a larger bottle, which is a refill bottle, and it'll last forever and a day. So really, if you're going to be doing any type of stamping, you really need to have the Stamp and Mist as well. The Stamp and Mist and the Stamp Scrub Pad too. Now you will also need Snail, which is a really easy tape runner. You can use the Snail adhesive, which is usually used for paper to paper adherence. If you want to use cardstock and glue cardstock to cardstock, you're best going with the fast fuse or with some form of double-sided tape. I ran out of my tear and tape, so this is just a very cheap one. It does the job, but the tear and tape does a better job. And for dimensionals, I've been working very hard and run out of dimensionals as well, so I just went down and got some cheap ones. I don't recommend these. They are okay in a bind, but they're still not the best. They're double-sided as well. You stick one side down to your paper, then you peel the top off, and you can stick more paper to it. So they're the basics for adherence or your adhesives. We've dealt with your stamps. Yeah, okay, thank you.